BonzEyes here, back with another video. Today is going to be episode 3 of my Yumi Story podcast, and I have a very special guest today. He's my Information and Technology Concepts lecturer here at the University of Papua New Guniea, Mr. Emmanuel.
Hello everyone.
So yeah, as I'm sure you can tell from my channel, I'm someone who's very passionate about technology, and I wanted to come into the computer sciences. And so when I came here first and I had a class with Mr. Budibudi, I found him to be like someone who was very interesting, had a very interesting story. So I thought he would be a perfect candidate, especially considering that I wanted to make podcasts about things that I'm interested in.
Hey guys, Editor BonzEyes here. So the following part actually comes from the end of this podcast recording. However, in post, I realized that it might be better for it to come at the start of the video, especially for those of you who are not students at the University of Papua New Guinea. It would probably be nice for you to get to know Mr. Budibudi first a bit more before we start to delve into the rest of his podcast. So my bad for not realizing that it would have been better that way. Anyway, I promise to learn from this and do better in the future. For now though, we'll cut to that part, and then at the end of it, we'll switch back to the rest of the podcast. Enjoy.
As I like to normally do, I guess I like to just sort of round up by like asking some casual questions and so on and so forth. So let's start off with movies. Do you watch movies often, or like what kind of movies do you enjoy?
I don't watch movies.
You don't watch movies? You watch with your kids at least?
Of course, when I was in the village, remote village, and those Czech Norris and Sylvester Stallone, but now
oh, that's fine. That's fine. What would be your favorite movie from childhood then? Maybe top 2 or top 3.
I would say Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
The Vietnam War.
Some of the ones Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Did you Rambo? Were you a fan of Rambo? I think that was his.
That's right. Yeah. Rambo 3.
For myself, I think I watched Rambo 2 a long time ago, so I can't remember.
But right now, I do not spend much time watching movies.
What about like, so I guess that means that you grew up like Schwarzenegger, Terminator.
That's right, these are the type of movies I want. But I do not like Schwarzenegger.
You don't like Schwarzenegger?
Only Rambo, because most of the scenes are, more like in the bush, I don't like the robotic, because inside my mind I'm watching something that's made up,
Oh, okay.
I want to see something that's just
more realistic.
Yeah, more realistic.
Something that's more realistic. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think I know a lot of people like that. They don't like sci-fi. I'm someone who generally likes sci-fi and fantasy, and I think I'll be the opposite for you that regard. I can watch Rambo and definitely enjoy it. It's not that I don't like it, but I definitely would say that I prefer the fantasy stuff in general. Yeah. So, okay, well then, I asked you about movies. What about, have you played games at all?
I don't play games.
You don't play games?
I don't play games.
Oh, so that's interesting to me, because like, as someone who loves to play games and I'm in the computer science, it's surprising to be someone who is in computer science that does not play games.
I don't
Did any of your colleagues growing up play games? Like your generation of person that's in computer science?
Of course, yeah, I have my call, but I find it that, not because of my time. I have other time for my entertainment. Okay, but not games and not movies.
So then, okay, if you don't mind, like what type of hobbies then do you enjoy? Like, just in general.
I'm a passionate supporter of Broncos.
Broncos, okay, right. That's nice. I think
I'm a very passionate supporter of Broncos.
Okay.
If Broncos lose on that weekend, my weekend is over. So it's better they play on Sunday, so that I enjoy maybe Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's okay, But if they play on Thursday or on Friday, my weekend is just... So I look forward, even today, now, Friday, I look forward for Broncos game. Because that's when I was growing up, in the remote part of Budibudi province. I started that passion, watching right before that.
You never play?
Yeah.
Play, like maybe for fun, but not like serious. Like you never represented Alpha or anything like that.
No.
So yeah, with that, Mr. Budibudi, introduce yourself and please talk about your early education history.
Thank you, Bonnie. I'm from Guninea. I finished my grade 12 in Hagita Secondary School, Catholic run secondary school, just about 30 kilometers away from Alaba town. In 2006, I started my degree paper in PNG Science, School of Natural and Physical Sciences, and in 2010 I graduated. I also had a postgraduate here again in the University of Papua New Guinea in 2018, and also another postgraduate qualification in the IT infrastructure, systems and security overseas, particularly in Pune, India. Pune, a city, about double population, a city population, but it's double population of Papua New Guinea.
I can imagine it's India.
Anyway, I got my postgraduate.
From there, and that was in what year?
In 2020.
20. Okay, and then you
settled
back again.
I turned the year 2020, I came back here, and 2021, I started my
tenure
as a lecturer in this space, Center for Excellence in IT, and of
as well as that.
Yes, a part-time lecturer on the other side.
So throughout this time, you sort of been working and going to school and working, going to school, and from what I know, you started. Tell me about your experiences fresh out of UPNG and trying to get a job. Maybe was it hard to find a job, and where did you go to work initially when you finished from here?
Of course, getting a job is not easy. It's not very easy. You have to get high GPA. You have to strive hard to be in the at least say top 100. Top 100 in the rest of the Papua New Guinea students in that year to at least grab a graduate cadet roles in corporate companies. So I was fortunate enough. I was able to secure a job as a graduate cadet, management cadet in New Guinea. So I worked there for more than 2.5 years before joining the SP Brewery as an IT security coordinator.
I was wondering what I was asking, does anyone ever try to steal DSP's secrets and stuff like that? Maybe there will be something, you're the security manager.
That's right. No, okay, I have not came across a very big
corporate
disaster, but because when I joined SP Brewery, it was the same time, around the same time when SP Brewery was moving. It was before my time. It was owned by Asia Pacific Brewery.
Oh.
So just as I was coming into the company, it was the time where they had to order Heineken group of companies.
They bought
Heineken group of companies were buying off the SP Brewery.
That's right. I forgot about that. Initially, it was owned by Asia.
It was owned by Asia Pacific Brewery. It's based in Singapore. So at the time when Heineken came in, it's of course the headquarters is in Amsterdam. So we are all in Dutch people managing the place, and that is the experience where I found out that security is very critical to them. Even the simple machine that is in the network, simple machine, simple client, maybe a client of a receptionist in the network, but is about 1 day. The definition is 1 day old. So 24 hours it has not been updated. I get the alert and take it out of the network. That's how serious these people are on security.
To make sure that it's updated with the latest security stuff.
Yes. So you asking me about the security. I said these people are A1. They are all up to date with security. There's no compromise.
Heineken is a very popular brand. I don't know that much about alcohol, but I'd imagine considering they're a global corporate, whatever, they would probably take security very seriously.
Very, very seriously.
So you worked there for a while, and then where to next? So then came back to us.
I worked there for just more than 2 years. Because combined 2 years plus NED, my tenure with NED, already on about 5 years of work experience. That was my plan to come back here. So after 5 years, I had to come back. I had to reapply to come back to do my postgraduate and be part of the academy.
I don't want to ask you about the academy, but actually let's circle back. So NED is Papua New Guinea, right?
Of course, yeah.
Can you tell me about some of the differences? You just told me about the Dutch and how they manage IT systems. Try and contrast that with working at New Guinea and their attitude towards IT security. What can you say about that?
Very good. is owned locally, and the company that is owned, privately owned and run by, of course, mixture, mixture of locals and expatriates. Yeah. I found a very big difference. Okay. No disrespect to the PNG, but I found that when I came out of PNG and joined them, sometimes I would come a little bit late because I had that I developed that feeling, like I would come at like half 10 or so half 8 and 20 minutes past 8. Okay, I found out that was not normal in SP Brewery. Yeah, the timing is important. Our lunch hour is just 45 minutes. Okay? So we have to be back in the office just before 1 o'clock. And when we talk about security, I just mentioned a few things about it's a normal client. That has nothing to do with many things. It's just running a office products only. Okay? But if it is unupdated, because it's connected to the network, there is high likely that if there is attack on that simple machine, the attack or the virus or anything will spread to the network. So what I was advised to do when I just joined in as a IT security officer or security coordinator, if it's 24 hours outdated, I have to take it out of the network. Regardless of what. I do not compromise anything. If the officer is busy, I will excuse that person and get rid of that. I have to manually get it updated to today's definition before I put it back to the network. That's how these people are serious about security.
And the timing.
That's right.
Okay. So like you said after you worked for 5 years, you decided to come back to city. So let's go now to talk about I wanted to ask you what was your motivation to you were working already, you're making money, but then you decided to come in and start teaching. So what was exactly the trigger or the thing that sort of pulled you back and told you to come and start teaching here at PNG?
Very good question. I think I'm meant to come back to teach. Yeah. I found out that delivering knowledge, imparting knowledge to the young generation is fulfilling, more satisfying than me sitting down and saving one person, my manager. You see, when I'm here, I'm teaching, or I'm in the office, I do not really worry, get concerned about what to report to my manager. Almost all my time is sitting there and preparing what's best to deliver to my students. Yeah. So when I get there, when I get into the classroom, I deliver the best of my ability, the best knowledge to the knowledge that they deserve. So that is my passion. I think I feel that I am.
You found your passion.
Yeah, I'm meant to be in the academia than in the corporate world.
So it's like a personal choice.
That's right. That's right.
Was there any?
You couldn't believe. When I was with SP Brewery, I had many privileges. My kids would the school fees would be paid up to three kids. I think. I had 2 kids. And now I'm struggling, of course, I'm paying out of my pay package, not from the university. The university doesn't provide that. I'm paying my own from my own pay. Okay. As I stayed at SP Brewery, this will be taken care of. But I prefer here because I feel myself more satisfying here. Okay. Yeah.
Then you did. That's a very nice, very inspirational thing to hear. It's good to have some people like you out there who feel that altruistic and they have this desire to sort of give back or help the rest of the country. So you come back, you taught, from what I hear, you taught for a while here, then you went to India and then you
you were in school for a while. Could you tell me a bit about like some of your experiences? Because you told us about like the foreign experience by PNG. What about your experience out there in India? Because you said some interesting stories. I don't know how much of those you want to say, but what's some interesting stories you're willing to share about like your experience there in India?
The place where I went to study, I went to train, they are not coming to school. The students don't, because most of all the students, about 95 to 100% of the students coming with full attire. Okay? You can check the website, Center for Development in Advanced Computing. They coming with full necktie, all right? Full necktie all day, every day. So this like ethics there, okay? This interest there. Okay? You, as soon as you enter the place, you feel like you are going to an intellectual environment. Okay? You're going to
atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere is there. Okay? So like even on a break, on a lunchtime, or on a tea break, okay, people are busy. Students coming out of the class. Okay? They are still busy. They're still discussing what's taught in the classroom, what's mentioned in the classroom, in the lecture room. I see a very, very big difference from comparing to Papua New Guniea universities, including University of Papua New Guniea. So that is one very, very big difference I found out.
They value education a lot more, you see.
Education is something that it's like they have to take it. Okay? If not, they're nobody. They just don't find any life if they take education as least priority.
I mean, considering the population and stuff like that, it's like there's so many people there, so they need to get the education together. The competition is way worse than here. Like you already said, it's better here. It's worse there if they have like twice our population in one city. I don't know if you mentioned it here, but you told me that. That was insane. So, and then like the teaching environment itself, like how the lecturers and the classes, like the environment in the school itself.
For the lecturers, or the trainers, they normally use the word faculty. So faculties are trainers themselves. I have not seen, because they're really into digitalized. Okay? They don't have to come with the handouts. Okay, test to give you. Okay, they come with a marker. Okay, marker. And then they start teaching. I was just wondering for first few weeks, okay, whether they prepared or not. But inside my mind, they were already preparing, okay, in advance. But when they come, okay, they teach passionately and they teach as if they're just too good in it. So that means they've gone through the academic institution itself had gone through too many screening processes, okay, before they had to come up with the final candidates to train us. So it's like no B class and no C class trainers. Right? Those I just found a few like I was taking a few courses, okay, and found out that the lecture that I was learning from, the one that is taking me for forensics, okay, cyber forensics. He's an owner of cyber company in India. Yeah. So it's like these people are cream of the country. These people happen to be advisors of the government, all right? And these people pay them another pay package to come and train. Yeah, they are not even simple people to teach.
You must have been called to a really good school to India, which actually I think says a lot about you too. I'd say congratulations to you to get it. So you sort of witnessed that world of excellence, and I would say you've done a good job trying to bring some of that there, because as a lecturer, you definitely do put a lot of effort into giving students what you think they would really need, and I like your approach of deep dive and going on this. Can I ask a bit about your approach to teaching and stuff like that? Was there any particular person or whatever that had any impact on you that made you want to teach or to have the type of approach that you did, like to teaching?
I do not have any like specific person. I just learn it. Okay? Learn it from my experience, from sitting in front of many trainers since my undergraduate studies, and then came back for postgraduate studies. So I sort of like pick up little pieces of each from each of the trainers and put them together and came up with my three approaches. Three approaches of training you as a teaching. First is TLDR. It's an acronym. Acronym in UK, British acronym which means too long didn't read. So when I come in, my approach is I do not produce too many handouts and too many writings on it. You already found out that. I just come maybe one bullet point lecture notes. So everything is said in the lectures. So one line, I explain it like maybe in a full page explanation on one line. So that's one approach. My second approach is deep dive, meaning that if it means, I go a little bit deeper, going out or going a little bit deeper and more over what the content of the course is required for the course, I go ahead and do that for the benefit of the students. And the third approach is, of course, hands-on. I do not care whether it's a theoretical course or practical related course. I try my best to get the students to do hands-on practice. I teach it and then I put them, I guide them to doing hands-on practice. And that's reaping. It's already reaping results. I've seen a lot of my students getting jobs or coming back, and giving, thanking me for what they have left. Many things I found. So it's like this approach has been producing results for the last couple of years.
Okay, so that's a good segue into, so like now in the current day and age, the current climate, so students who are now recently graduating from PNG or graduating from Guninea, they're trying to head into the field. I guess, what kind of advice could you give them in general, or what's some things that you've noticed or trends that you've noticed, just in general, that you think are happening in the ICT landscape or community that you think that new students coming in should be, or graduating students going out should be aware of at least? And also, I guess for new students who are people who are still doing science foundation and are deciding whether or not to take up computer sciences, what can you tell them about how the state of computer science is coming, or the IT?
Very good. Let me start this way. If you look around, not only the country, but look around in the world, you will find out that what's driving this world is not the best medicine. It's not because of the production of the best medicine. No. It's not the best law. We still have law and order issues. What's driving this country is the technology. Rapid change of technologies. So like in India, I go back to India. India, very recently, the government very big shift into technology. And they found out that after investing a lot into technology in the recent times, it has elevated the poverty.
India is very
So in PNG, I do not say that only the technology will change this country, but it will play a very big important role in the country if we have more of you, more of myself, and more of our generations to come into technology. Not only in-house keeping, like someone produce it, someone write it, someone came out from the television and they send it to us, we buy it and we manage it. I think that the country, it's about time the country should start something.
Produce its own.
This is also promoting the security of the country. I think it's best we come together, the countries should come together and invest in technology. Yeah, maybe especially the academic institutions, university, into investing into software development projects. Yeah. Okay. So instead of, for example, PRIS-21, payroll systems, those are developed and designed by different people in other countries. We should come up with our own payroll systems. These are because these are the systems where they involve our security also. National security is important.
It's like applicable to all issues, the issues that security, and then I guess other things too, like I had some experience like working at I was going to school at Medfec at one point, and so like working at the hospital at Medfec, one of the issues that I had, like some of the doctors or teachers mentioning a lot of the times, was that they didn't like the way the system was for them to like when they were trying to upload the patient's information data to like a program or something on the network. They weren't too happy with the way the system was designed because it's not optimized for Papua New Guinea specifically. Like there's some unique tropical diseases that we have that like if they were to get the software from say somewhere in Europe they have a completely different climate. So they don't suffer from some of the tropical diseases that we have. So the way they design their systems is not optimized. It's optimized for temperate diseases, not for the type of tropical diseases we have. So if we had our own software developers making this kind of programs like for our own country, then like it would. I think that's another way. Yeah. So I definitely agree with that.
We have many things that we need to do it at home.
Do it ourselves.
Do it ourselves on premises. Because doing it you buying from someone else or from other countries, they did that initially to suit the environment, to suit the behavior. How they live, not in Papua New Guinea setting. That is why we need to drive. Okay, I'm not a very expert in technology, but a driver, very young driver. I want you guys who are very interested, young people like you and your colleagues who are very interested in the mathematics, physics, computer science. You drive this agenda.
I think moving forward, definitely, I think a lot of us will be interested. I think things are headed in the right direction. I think, we'll probably end it up with that. Thank you very much, Mr. Budibudi, for coming here and allowing me to do this interview. I think it was turned out really great, and I'm looking forward to putting it out there for you guys to see what you guys are probably watching it right now. So yeah, with that, I think I'll end up this podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.